Hello, my lovely Capricorns. This is your reading for the week of July 13th, or when you hear it and it resonates. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and of course it will not be for every Capricorn. Capricorn, the first thing when I was asking for the collective, the first thing that I got was a real sense of almost disturbance in my heart chakra, almost as though there were too many emotions in there right now for me to make sense of them. And it almost looked like, just this mess of string that's kind of all knotted up, except of course it's not string. It's emotions. And then the second thing that I saw as I sat down before I pulled the cards, it was you standing in the middle of the street like a little kid, like maybe 5 or 6, going, but why? And it's that there's real curiosity but distress behind the why. So the feeling that went along with this as I was asking for clarification was that there is probably, for many of you, there are a lot of emotions that are coming up that may be dealing with a sense of betrayal or having been let down by somebody. And that sense of why did this happen? And it immediately led me to the Annie Lennox song, Why? Which, as much as I love the melody, I didn't remember a lot of the words. But as I was reading it, this is the stanza that really stood out. This is the book I never read. These are the words I never said. This is the path I'll never tread. These are the dreams I'll dream instead. This is the joy that's seldom spread. These are the tears we shed. This is the fear, this is the dread. And that's what I feel as I say that, I'm getting all of these shivers here. It feels to me, Capricorn, as though if we were to take that stanza and we were to peel it apart, we look at this as, the song itself it's a love song and it's about all of those things. But this for me feels to me, especially, this is the book I never read. These are the words I never said. This is the path I'll never tread. It's like all of these limitations, these holding back. And I feel like, again, that's where a lot of this disturbance in the heart chakra is. It's all of these emotions wanting to be brought into consciousness and acknowledged and recognized and understood so that you can move on, because you've got betrayal, you've got virtue. Virtue being, are people only virtuous if they follow your rules? Or are you only virtuous in other people's eyes if you follow theirs? And where do you position yourself? So because that was the clarifier for the betrayal card, I'm looking at that and I'm going, okay, if we didn't take any of the behaviors that we've assumed were betrayal or we've labeled as betrayal based on people behaving in ways that were not in alignment with what we thought was right or appropriate, if we didn't take them personally, would we see them as betrayals, or would we be able to stand back in a position of neutrality with a prayerful attitude, understanding the nature of our life here, of our experience here as growing in consciousness, and understanding that there is a sacred presence underlying everything in all of us, every event that we experience? Would we be able to then move on and just stand up for yourself so you're not this little kid in the street going, but why? You can be the one saying, I will live this dream. I will tread this path. Excuse me. Not only will I read the book, I'm going to write the darn book. And that's where I feel it's like, if there are tears you need to shed, if there are words you need to say, if there are things that you need to bring up to your conscious mind, because that's what it feels like. Get it out of the schmozzle that's in your heart chakra, which is undefined emotion and anxiety, or old patterns of emotion that are coming up. Can you stand up and say, you know what? I am going to now stand for myself. I'm going to be my hero. I'm going to be the one who either answers why or says, I no longer need to know why in order to be free. from this situation. I can move on. What I really love about this for you, Capricorn, is that after the betrayal and virtue, you get neutrality and prayerfully. So for me, that's an energy that is really bridging you from the old into the new with an underlying higher consciousness and divine benevolence supporting you. Then you get the Be Your Own Hero card, and you get the reminder that there is more to you, that there are, I'm going to read it to you because it's simple. Before you walk into a room, begin a conversation, or even just go out into the world, do this. Take a few minutes to first imagine that all of your best qualities, even the ones you're not conscious of, are bubbling up and out of you and are surrounding you in a fine shimmering light. You sparkle and shine in a way that draws people towards you. You invite interest and also cooperation in the nicest possible way. I'm going to cough, excuse me. Allergy season. It's a big one this year. Excuse me. Okay, so this to me, as I'm reading that, and it's the Be Your Own Hero, and then the bubbly card is like, how perfect can that be? What this to me is saying to you, Capricorn, is that you have got the potential now to remove whatever was creating disturbance in your heart chakra, because the way I'm seeing it now, thank you, is that it's almost like it's creating a vortex that is pulling in the kind of energy you don't necessarily want. It's not something that is open and flowing in the way you would like, because your consciousness is asking you to look inward at what all of this is, because it's coming into the awareness a little bit more strongly because it's in your heart chakra. It's like it's pulling up from your body into the heart chakra so that you can be troubled with the disturbance or the anxiety of it in a way where you're going to maybe ask for help, suggestions, ideas. This is the way, by taking the observer stance and asking the questions, being brave enough to ask the questions. This is where you get to write the story. This is where you get to say the words. This is where you get to choose whatever path you're going to tread. But these things, some of these things for some of you need to be understood before you can really fully transmute the energy. You need to feel it in order to be able to let it go. And that's just, energy medicine 101. And pretty much everything else that's energy-based, spirituality, all that stuff. If you don't feel it, if it's still in there and you're not letting yourself feel it, and if you need to really understand it, then it's going to hang out and it's going to continue to occupy the energy of the heart chakra in a way that is not going to serve you to move on, to have a new path, to write a new book. You've got the potential to do it. If there's stuff that's still holding you back from the past. And you know what? I feel like we've had something like this recently about this for you, Capricorn, but I can't remember exactly what. But if there is stuff from the past that really needs to be healed, well, that's way too many cards, that needs to be healed, okay, but I want to change that a little bit, because please don't see this as, oh, I'm wounded, I need to heal. Please see this as, oh, look, there is information here that is going to take my heart to a new level of loving, self-love, loving others. It's going to take me to a whole new level of innocence. Oh, it's going to take me to a whole new level of understanding the nature of innocence and the higher aspects of what love is. This is where you get to work out any emotional immaturity. And when I say immaturity, it's not an insult. It is a statement of the fact that the more we are ego-centered in our loving, the more immature it is. And so, of course, we hang on to those things because it's part of what our identity is. Whatever we've lived, whatever role we've had, whatever people that have touched our lives, that becomes a part of our identity. So sometimes it's not so easy to let go of it because we don't know what we're letting go into. What Spirit is saying is, look at your role in it so you don't have to blame other people. And so that when you do look at this, you can understand it from the perspective of growth. And the discipline card is about doing things, making sure you are doing things. Discipline can also be a choice to regulate a behavior that's become unhelpful to us, or, and this is for you, to establish a behavior that enhances our sense of joy, freedom, and well-being. There you go, my loves. This is a great time. This is a time, as I said, it's not about emotional immaturity must grow up or wounded must heal. This is situation. Let's get curious. How can I grow from this? Where can it take me? How can I live better? How can I be happier? That's it. I leave you with that, Capricorns. Much love.